How can you bring your golf bag videos to life using fire and ice? Check out this video and we'll dive into it. So we needed to create 5 unique looking scenes to be able to bring this video to life. The first one was the black bag. And what we did there is we rolled out a giant piece of black paper from a 12-foot wide seamless paper roll. And we put the black bag on that, but we also put a graphite board kind of halfway between that and the cyc wall so that we could get some depth and texture. Then for the white scene, we actually found in studio some panels of geometric white tiles. When you have light hitting it from the top side, it creates some unique shadows and really brings those textures to life. So again, that gave us texture and depth to the white scene. Now for the fire scene, we also had that black paper on the bottom, but we used some Aperture Nova P300s to put the color of red all over the background to give just this bright red color, bringing out the accent on the bag. In the ice scene, we wanted to use water. So we built a pool on the bottom that was over top of the black, and then we used the Nova lights to fill it with blue in the background. And then lastly, we needed to create a scene for all 4 bags collectively. So what we did is we used a nice white cyc and we did top-down lighting and then allowed the background to sort of go into a gradient of gray and then put the bags in there so it made them the focus of the scene. To light this scene, we actually used about 6 different lights in some of the different scenes. Not all of them used all the lights. So the primary key light was straight overhead and it was an Aperture 600D Pro. And we put a 3-foot by 4-foot softbox with a grid so that we could focus that light directly over the bag. Just in front of that, we used another Aperture 120D Mark II, and we put an octabox so we could put some fill on the front of the bag. And then we had 2 Aperture Nova P300Cs. Now the other couple lights we used, and these ones were only used sometimes, was another Aperture 120D Mark II, which we put the can on it, or the reflector dish. And then lastly, we used some Godox TL60 lights, and those are the tube lights about 2 feet long. And between all those lights, we were able to create a bunch of different unique lighting scenes for this video. So how did we bring the fire video to life? Well, not only did we use red in the background, but we actually used a smoke machine. The first way we used it is we put it behind the bag and the stand, and we shot smoke directly at the stand so that the smoke kind of wrapped around the bag. Matt from our team had the idea of pouring smoke down into the top of the bag so that smoke would just come floating out of the top. Ice was the last scene that we produced over a 2-day shoot because it was gonna be the most complicated. So what we did here is we actually built a pool on the cyc wall. But what we did is we took 1x2 boards that were 8 feet long, and we got this giant black plastic to wrap around that and make basically a 1-inch deep pool. And so then we were trying to figure out the best way to get water in there. And unfortunately, they didn't have a hose bib anywhere near where we were filming. So we had to go to this utility sink with 5-gallon buckets and pour bucket after bucket into this pool. Then to bring the ice concept to life, we actually used dry ice. And we would use some different things like flags to fan that smoke and do different things to just kind of make different features, again, come to life. So what are some takeaways we got from this shoot? Well, first, you need to understand when you should rent a bigger studio. For us, we knew we needed a cyc wall that wrapped around and was much wider because of how wide we would be filming. The second takeaway is it's fun to try new things. I think we can get so isolated and focused on doing the things that we do day in and day out that putting yourself in a new, unique situation, trying things like water or smoke or some effects that you may have not done before, really pushes your creativity And it also allows you to create something new that you can show to new potential clients. And the last takeaway, and something that we try to do in a lot of our videos, is think through different contexts and environments to put a product in. When you put a product in a unique environment, it really helps capture the viewer's attention and hopefully focus a lot more on the product itself. Okay, I'm sure that I could go into way more detail on this shoot, but hopefully this gives you a lot of insight and value, especially if you haven't used a studio with a cyc wall and a grid. Make sure you watch one of our other videos over here if you want to learn more, and please let us know down in the comments if there's any other videos or things that you would like to learn about. Thanks so much.